Donna. I'm going to show you how to hem a chiffon gown. I'm going to hem it. It actually has 3 layers, a top chiffon layer, an under layer, and then sort of like a sewn in slip into the under layer. Now what I've already done is I've already cut the under layer, and the slip I just cut it. I haven't hemmed it yet. So the under layer, I've hemmed it. I might not even hem the slip because I'm never going to hem wash this, but I've hemmed it so that when you're standing up straight, the inside layer right under the chiffon falls right at the top of your foot, like right at the top of your ankle. You know, I could show you. Here's my foot. Excuse me. It would fall like right there, okay? Right there. Now the chiffon layer, you want 2 inches longer, so it falls at your toes, okay? So the inside, the 3rd layer inside, next to your legs, I cut that 2 inches higher. That way it won't protrude out in any way. So, like I said, the chiffon layer should come down to your toes, and the inside layer, the one right inside the chiffon layer, should come right to the base of your, the very top of your foot. Alright, so the dress is very nice. It's all wrinkled because it was stuffed in a box. I think it was made in China. And it's very long. So I have this dress frame that I got at a yard sale years ago and I've never used. So I dug it up. I'm going to go get a bar stool and put it on top of that. I want to point out the challenge of this dress, hence the bar stool, is it's tapered. It's way shorter in front than it is in the back. It has like a train. It has a train. So let me get my measuring tape here. Let me show you. And like I said, I've already cut the inside. I've already hemmed the inside layer to end at the top of my foot. So let me wipe off these marks here. I'm going to measure 2 inches from. See, I can easily, if you can see it on camera, I can easily see where it ends. Two inches from the bottom of that. I went 2 1/8 inches. It's probably a little more, but you get the idea. Mark it with chalk all the way around. Actually, I can measure the balance. Another way I could do it is, it's 10 inches. I need to take off an additional 10 inches. So 2 inches lower than the inside layer. I need to take 10 inches all the way around the dress. So I can do that. That's probably the way I'll go. I'm going to mark it with chalk, and then we'll take it to the sewing machine. This dress just has far too much skirting to mark by chalk. So I have another technique I'm going to do. I'm going to put it on an ironing board, fold it over. I have the dress inside out. Anyway, I'm folding it over. This top fold is the right side of the skirt. So I'm just going to measure everywhere I fold. 10 inches and 10 inches. I've already tested. I want the lowest setting iron that will still make a crease. I'm just going to crease my hem. Okay? And I'm going to go on to the next section. I'm going to do that all the way around, and then we'll go to the sewing machine. You see, as I iron, as I fold, I'm actually leaving some slack in the middle because the skirt really is gets fuller and fuller toward the edges. So I have to actually pucker it at the end so I can get a straight 10 inches. Have my can here to keep things in. Okay, I've got to my final section of dress. I've ironed a 10-inch hem. Like I said, you can either mark it with chalk or iron. You need some indication of where to fold it over to sew. I have my iron on number 2, silk or nylon. And now what I'm going to do, I'll get my sewing machine in a second, but let me explain. Now that I have it folded, and again my top fold is the outside, the right side of the dress, I'm going to sew just 1/8 of an inch. I'm going to sew on the fold just 1/8 of an inch in. Then I'm going to trim as close as possible, and then I'm going to fold 1/8 of an inch again and re-sew it. That way you've got a real tiny little hem. So with chiffon, if I were to cut it and try to fold it 1/8 of an inch, it would just be a mess. So that's why we're folding and cutting, and then folding it over just a tad, 1/8 of an inch again, and sewing a final hem. So let me get my sewing machine set up. My oldie but goodie Singer sewing machine set up. I set it up right in place so I don't have to manipulate the dress a whole lot. I'm just going to do a straight large stitch, no zigzag, and I'm just going to sew 1/8 of an inch right on the fold. I'm going to sew just so the needle just goes onto the fold about 1/8 of an inch, just a little bit. I'm just going to sew a straight edge on my fold, or however you did it on your chalk mark, all the way around. I'm trying to sew and show you with the camera at the same time. Hopefully you can see the edge of the stitching. It's just basically right on the fold, or like I said, 1/8 of an inch in. Sewing all the way around. Now I'm just going to take a scissors and cut from the end just close to the threads. Get you a better view. See, I'm just cutting right up to the stitches. See, I'm cutting right up to the stitches to get rid of the excess. See, I'm basically cutting almost right up to the stitches, not on the stitches, of course, but basically real close to the stitches, just to get rid of the excess. So this is going to go away, this piece. All this excess, if you're creative, you could make like, fabric flowers and put them in your hair, or you could make those ponytail holders. I mean, you could have matching accessories for your dress. You could even like make a clutch out of it, or a little, a draw bag, one of those little fabric bags with the drawstring. So, and put some little bling jewels on it. That might look really nice. Anyway, I measured it. I laid it out on the floor. It's over 15 feet long. So cutting this stuff off took way, way longer than sewing it. So now, what I'm going to do, get that out of the way. Hard to show you, I don't have a cameraman here. I'm basically going to just fold the sewed edge just like another 1/8 of an inch. You see how I'm barely going to fold that over just 1/8 of an inch. I'm just going to sew on it again. Okay? I have it clamped under there. And basically, of course, this is the inside of the dress, this is the right side. Okay? So this should be real simple. I think this will go real quick, because there's no more measuring, and I got rid of all the excess. Give it a go. Yeah, this is going to be real simple, because it almost naturally folds on itself. So you want to make it as small a hem as possible. I'm having to do this one-handed so I can show you. So basically, make it as small as possible and just tack it down. I'm going to go ahead and pause and finish the rest of the dress. Then I'll put it back on the little dress form and show you the final results. I think we're just doing this so it doesn't unravel. Hem. On the good side, you just see the single line. On the other side, you'll see the both lines where you folded it. Okay, and it should not unravel because you folded it over. So I'll hang it back up and we'll see how it looks. I just want to show you the end, the original edge of the piece I cut off. It actually looks just like mine. Got the dress back up on the dress form. I think it looks pretty good. There's my underlayer, and here's my chiffon. So good for an amateur and free. That's the good part. Hey, Winnie. You want to see my baby? Here's Winnie. Winnie likes it too.
Yes, it's a pretty girl. Okay.